When I say Ric Bucher systematically destroyed LeBron James in this clip, it would be an understatement. Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And folks, we got some shows here for you guys that you definitely don't want to miss out on. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So let's get into this topic here. There's going to be two parts. There's this one and there's another one that's a continuation. So you definitely want to stick around the channel so you don't miss these videos. We got something crazy for y'all. As you guys know, Ric Bucher of FS1, he used to be at ESPN. He's very respected in NBA circles and the media because of his outstanding coverage of the sport, his well thought out basketball takes, and also for him calling out people like Nick Wright on when he used to have Speak for Yourself. Is it Speak for Yourself? No, First Things First and all of that. So Ric Bucher is very well known and very respected. Now at times you see him make appearances on Speak. Keyshawn Johnson, Joy Taylor, and Paul Pierce periodically. But apparently he had a podcast that I was unaware of, and I suggest you guys go follow this podcast. And the name of the podcast is called On the Ball with Ric Bucher. And I came across a particular show that he published 5 days ago. And it says, the titles of the show essentially was called Jokic Deserves Better, Suns at Their Worst, Kerr the Maestro, Request for LeBron Fans. So I then decided to click on this show, and I don't listen to podcasts generally, but I said, let me click on this one. So as I'm listening to it, it gets to the point where Ric Bucher now begins to address the elephant in the room, which really is, it's an elephant in the room, which is LeBron's penchant for constantly lying. And it's something we call, I don't know why he does. I just don't understand. LeBron is too rich for this, but I don't know why he does it. And it's something that his fans have called him on, not just me. His fans, not just me, like his haters. His fans have also said, like, yo, son, why you always cap? But apparently, this is something that voices in the media have taken inventory of and something they have noticed. You just think it's okay, it's you or maybe sports fans. You don't really think these, but apparently they've taken notice of it. And Ric Bucher decided to call out LeBron for it and his fans as well. And let me tell you something. When I say Ric Bucher systematically destroyed LeBron James in this clip, it would be an understatement. So what we want to do is I want you guys to get your popcorn. Because this sound is a bit long, I want you guys to get your popcorn because you don't want to miss a single second of what he had to say. Take a listen to Ric Bucher here.
But the truth is, he is trending very much the other way lately, punching holes in an already fairly ventilated credibility. Let's start with his interview a few weeks ago, in which he talked about both reporter Brian Windhorst and his reputation for being a flopper, among other subjects. I don't want to spend too much time on the Windhorst subject. I have as much respect for Brian as I do any NBA reporter in the business today. Let's leave it that part at that. I know the difficult line he has had to walk as someone who has covered LeBron as a newspaper reporter in Cleveland, and especially now at ESPN, which is perfectly fine and in some ways encourages currying favor with the athletes that they cover. The commercials that you see of made-up scenarios where great athletes are shot working in the ESPN Bristol, Connecticut offices in various roles, a brilliant ad campaign, by the way, is the relationship the company now embraces for the sake of access, aka ratings, also known as revenue. Once upon a time, it was just an ad campaign. Now it's a mission statement. All the vehicles inside ESPN that covered sports in a serious way or a critical way are gone. There's no more outside the lines. There's no more the sports reporters. There's no more Mark Schwartz or Jeremy Schaap. And my guess is there are sports fans who don't even know who those guys are. Windhorst has taken great pains to be fair, but honest in his coverage and analysis of LeBron. But he has never, ever pretended to have a personal relationship with him. I almost feel as if he's gone out of his way, in spite of the fact that they went to the same high school and his mom taught LeBron at one point, that he's gone out of his way to make it clear that they don't have a personal relationship. Do they know each other? How could they not? They went to the same high school. Brian has covered him since he came into the league practically. But Brian never, publicly or privately, has tried to suggest that he has some sort of special relationship with LeBron. So for LeBron to say that it's weird that Brian pretends he's LeBron's friend is not only a patently false premise for anybody who knows both of them, it's such an unnecessary shot at someone who in no way deserved it. It's both mean-spirited and it's being a bully. To what end? This is not the first time I've had this thought. And for those of you who don't like politics and sports, this isn't a political statement. It's simply stating a fact. LeBron's method of operation is exactly the same as our current president. They tell lies that are so easily exposed by anyone willing to take 5 minutes of research or simply paying attention to current events that you wonder how they got the idea or the courage to tell them in the first place. The lies are so blatantly obvious that they are insulting to anyone of average intelligence. The two of them even recite imaginary conversations with people who supposedly confirm whatever myth that they're trying to sell. And I can only theorize, and I'm going to put my Dr. Phil hat on, I can only theorize that the reason is the same. There's an insecurity complex that creates a need to make themselves bigger than they actually are. I actually don't think it's all that complicated. In any case, LeBron's response to being labeled a flopper is another perfect example. In the interview, when asked why he's flopping all the time and if he's looking for the same advantage that Patrick Mahomes is looking for when he embellishes contact, LeBron said, "I wish," because it was suggested that Holmes gets 15 yards anytime he embellishes contact. And LeBron said, "I wish, because I literally, over the last 5-6 years, when everybody is claiming I flop all the time, I'm like in the bottom half of free throw attempts per game." Those are his words verbatim. He's in the bottom half of free throw attempts per game the last 5-6 years. Here's the reality, easily researched. LeBron James has never been anywhere close to the bottom half of the league in free throw attempts per game or for a season ever. Let me walk you through the math. There are 30 teams which are allowed to carry 15 players on standard contracts, another 3 on two-ways. That's a total of 18, which is 540 players, but we'll leave out the two-way players for this exercise. Let's go just with 15 players per team, 30 teams, that's 450 players. An average of around 500 players take at least one free throw in a season, but again, for the sake of bending over backwards to be fair as possible, let's just go with the number of players who take enough free throws to actually qualify for the free throw shooting title, which is roughly 260. You're still with me, right? LeBron is one of 260 players who shoot enough free throws to qualify to be ranked by the league in free throw attempts per game. Is he in the bottom half of those 260 players? Well, half of the last 6 years, LeBron didn't play enough games to qualify. But we can still look at what he averaged for the games he did play and where he ranked overall. And here's the reality. Over the last 6 years, whether you include this year or exclude it and go back to the 2018-19 season, he has never been lower than 26th in free throw attempts per game. In order to be in the bottom half, he would have to be 131st or lower. He's never been lower, ever, than 26th. And 26th is for this season.
So you heard what Ric Bucher had to say. I think he said it perfectly. I think he said it perfectly. What did he miss out on? Where did he overstep? He said it perfectly. He called him out point by point. Even a part of trying to turn himself into a, he called it all out. And he's essentially saying, why do you continue to lie to fans and the media and act like as if people are too stupid to pick up on it? Why do you continuously do this? Like the show we just did when they went on Mind the Game with Steve Nash, talking about the reason why he doesn't shake opponents' hands was because he always has to rush to go get his treatment after the game. It's like, but we pull up video footage of Magic Johnson asking Kobe Bryant, why didn't LeBron shake hands in the Eastern Conference Finals? LeBron audio, I'm never going to shake somebody's hand that just beat me. I'm never going to do it. I'm never going to apologize for it. And then now all of a sudden, 15 years later, is because I had to go to the back to get treatment. It's like, what is the purpose of this? What is the purpose of this? And apparently these guys have been taking notice of it. Apparently they are all fully aware of the games he plays. And the question then becomes, LeBron fans, what y'all be thinking? Look, I think LeBron fans are a very unique set of individuals. They are the only fans that I know that can literally psych themselves out. Like, they'll see something that's clearly like the truth, and they will find a way to like distort reality and convince themselves that what they're seeing is not real. And then they find a way, instead of reconciling with what they just saw, they then find a way to turn it around and then point it back at the person that pointed it out and say you're a hater. So therefore, they don't even have to wrestle with the thing that they just saw. They are masters of it. LeBron fans, if LeBron is the king of liars, they are the kings of lying to themselves. They will see the reality and act like as if they never saw it. You will bring up this point A. Do you know what they'll do? They'll bring up a random point. Instead of addressing the point that you made, man, why are you always hating? As if to say, if I say this, it now discounts the fact that what we just saw didn't happen. Let's just change the argument. They're the only fans that do it. They act like as if it's like truth. Reality, that doesn't matter to a LeBron fan when they're trying to win arguments. It doesn't matter to them. Their only thing is, what can I say in this moment that will cause me to escape from this trap that I've been placed in? It's crazy. I mean, you think it's a joke. It's crazy. They can lie to themselves like it's nothing. They lie to themselves like lying to them is like breathing. They don't even think about it. They will look at a game. LeBron will play like trash. It's obvious that he played poorly. And then what they'll do is they will now, instead of addressing the obvious, they will now look for somebody else that they can place blame on. Therefore, so they don't have to wrestle with the reality that their guy just played poorly. This is what they do. It's unreal. It is unreal. And then they try to act like they want to have a serious conversation with you, when in reality they don't. They're not interested in having a serious conversation with you. It's crazy. Like, these dudes are on a different level with it. They are on a different level. I've never seen nothing like it. These are my thoughts.